Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining The Fundamentals Matter, especially when fads fade. I am Roger Breum, head of demand gen at Alpine Investors. Alpine Investors is a private equity company based in San Francisco. In my current role, I work with CEOs and marketing leaders across the Alpine portfolio to support with marketing strategy, lead generation, and pipeline growth. I've been in marketing my entire career and have lived and worked in over a dozen countries. I went to undergrad at Trinity College in Connecticut and got my MBA at Stanford's Graduate School of Business. Today, I'm based in San Diego, where I try to go surf and get to the beach as frequently as I can when I'm not helping Alpine companies build their marketing fundamentals. Marketing in 2023 is full of buzzwords and trends. AI, UGC, PLG, and so many more. It feels like new ones are popping up every month. And on top of this, 2023 has brought economic uncertainty, leading to budget cuts. This has forced marketers to scale back from some of the trends they've been chasing, leading to even some of the greatest marketing teams to miss their numbers. In my experience across a variety of different industries, the one trend that actually consistently sets marketing teams up for success is a strong grasp of the core fundamentals. By focusing on the fundamentals, marketers can significantly improve their company's pipeline and revenue. The fundamentals allow you to focus and key in on your core buyer, be more efficient, and stop wasting money and time on trying new things just because others are doing it, and drive quality, improving conversion rates because you actually are engaging with the right type of prospects. So, what are the marketing fundamentals that are key to focus on? These are the fundamentals: segmentation and targeting, deciding what market you play in and where you focus, buyer personas, mapping the buying committee and truly understanding who your buyers are, and positioning of defining your differentiators and knowing where you win. I know, I realize that these fundamentals are not earth-shattering or new concepts, but they are core to every business. I've worked with basically every type of company out there, from B2B high-growth software to professional services, D2C, and even your local landscaping businesses. Every company can benefit from focusing on these fundamentals and doing them with fidelity. Let's dive into each one of these. Segmenting your market. To hone in on your ideal customer, we start with market segmentation. It's a relatively simple concept, but can actually be quite difficult for even the best CEOs and marketing leaders to get right. To choose your target segments, you need three things: an in-depth knowledge of your customers and what they want. Data is critical here. An objective understanding of your own offering as well as that of your competitors. And number three is a full grasp of your costs and profitability by segment or customer type. I've seen marketing segmentation fall flat for a few core reasons. One is that salespeople are chasing bigger deals than the segmentation actually calls for. Two is the product just isn't ready to serve the market or segments that you're going after. And three is the company's just not focused because they're pursuing too many segments. So I'll take a second. Ask yourself, when was the last time you spent time as an executive leadership team talking about what segments of the market your product really wins in? If that answer isn't in the last 6 months, it may be worth a revisit. Here's why. If you have a great segmentation and your team uses it, you get the following benefits: increased efficiency for your sales team so they aren't chasing deals that won't ever close; better marketing targeting, which leads to better quality leads; and better retention rates because your product is actually a better fit for your customers' needs. So how do we do it? At Alpine, we start by segmenting your markets in a variety of different ways. You can do it with firmographics, with geography, with use case, with willingness to spend. But where we typically start is just with something simple, like company size and industry vertical. Here's a quick example. Let's say our example company here is focused on mid-market companies in industry B and SMB companies in industry C. But just as importantly, they actually have identified that they don't serve enterprise companies and they don't serve any companies in industry D. This is crucial to optimize your marketing focus and spends. And we always, always, always force our companies to have healthy portions of red X's on their segmentation table. Here are a couple rules of thumbs that we use with our companies. When choosing your segmentation axes, they need to be meaningful and actionable. If the axis isn't meaningful for your company, that's pretty self-explanatory. But the actionable part is so important, especially for marketers. I was recently working with a healthcare company, and we started segmentation with one axis that had different health needs of their potential clients. And that's literally illegal to have a list of. So we had to pivot and find a new axis that we could actually use to go out and publicly identify people that may be good prospects. So how do you know if you've chosen the right segment? Your prospects will feel the pain acutely that you're trying to solve. Your deals will close in a timeline that you expect. You're able to profitably serve those customers, and customers understand and need your product as it exists today. Once you identify those target segments, then you need to start identifying your ideal customer. That takes us to buyer personas. Everybody knows they need buyer personas. I get it. But so often companies create personas based on internal knowledge and give them fun names and a picture, and then that file lives in a folder that is rarely accessed. That is a huge miss. Every part of marketing starts with the buyer personas. Which channels you use, what messaging resonates, how they engage with your company. All right, let's be honest. You know that buyer personas are important, but think for a minute. Is your team using personas on a daily basis? Personas should be used for everything, from training new employees to drafting emails and social posts, building a campaign strategy, structuring your nurture campaigns, updating your sales pitch, and so much more. Your team needs to live and breathe these personas. They need to know the inner workings of these people better than the individuals in those jobs do. So how do you get to that point? Prospect interviews. This is the hard part. It takes time. It takes outreach. And here's the kicker. It's never finished. The companies that we work with hate that. I get it. CEOs and marketing leaders are some of the busiest people out there. But talking to prospects is an absolute must. Here's how we typically approach it with our companies when they really first start out with buyer personas. Start with decision makers, then go for champions and influencers. Write out a consistent list of interview questions and then split up the work. Have the CEO go talk to 4 prospects. Have the marketing leader talk to 4. The same with the sales leader. Even get the CX leader involved to talk to customers. If those 4 people can each do 1 interview a week for a month, that's 16 interviews. Our guidance is typically 10 plus interviews to really find trends and get to know the persona. If you do that each month, you'll have 3 to 5 core personas built out before you know it. And maybe you need more, maybe you need less, but that should be pretty solid for most companies. But the big part is that the marketing team keeps doing these interviews. Stay on top of the trends that are influencing your customers and prospects. Figure out what their day-to-day looks like. Get to know their needs, their daily frustrations and annoyances, what metrics they use to measure success, how they evaluate products and services like yours. Then, this is the important part, talk to them about how they do their research. What newsletters do they read? What podcasts do they listen to? What industry groups or sites do they trust? What events do they go to? This is what's going to guide you as a marketer. The more details you can know and keep up to date, the better. If you want a template of a persona interview questions, just shoot me a note on LinkedIn after the event and I can send it your way. But really, the number one reason buyer personas are so crucial is better marketing ROI. Buyer personas can help you focus time and money in the right channels to speak to your audience. And finally, we get to positioning. Just as intimately as you need to know your customers and prospects that make effective buyer personas, You need to intimately understand your competitors and their position in the market. So many times I ask the companies that I work with, what features do you have that your competitors don't? And they have no idea what their key differentiators are. If this feels like you need to start thinking about your competitors a little bit more. In order to really know where you win and thus build effective messaging, you need to know two things: what matters most to your customers and what you do better than your competitors. The overlap between these two things is where you can truly win. It's also very hard to do it well, but once you get it, you can see major results. So how do we do this at Alpine? We use a couple tools. For most companies, we use a feature matrix where we list out every feature that company has, compare those to what the competitors have, and rank them on importance to customers. For other companies, we use a value prop canvas that helps us see where we can go above and beyond for customers. Both of these tools can help you identify what matters most to your customers and what you do better than your competitors. This is where you need to focus your messaging. This will elevate you out of feature wars or price wars with competitors because you'll be speaking directly to a core buying point for your prospects that you do better than anybody else. Look, I realize none of these things are earth-shattering or completely new ideas, but I'm continuously amazed at how few marketing leaders have spent time to really put the fundamentals in place before they start running off chasing the latest marketing trends. Yes, many of these trends work. There's a reason they are trends. But if you have these fundamentals in place, you will go light years further than you would if you don't have them. I'll give you the same suggestion that I give to marketing leaders at Alpine. Until you really know who you're marketing to, how to reach them, and what messaging resonates, stick to these fundamentals. You're going to see results. These fundamentals can improve lead quality, bring higher conversion rates throughout your pipeline, and faster sales cycles. The fundamentals really are the key to consistent growth. Thank you so much for joining this session. If you want to connect, find me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear your feedback and perspectives. Again, I'm Roger Breum from Alpine Investors. Thank you so much, everyone.